What a pleasure it is to be out in all weathers with your best shoes, over dusty mountains and soaked lawns, through torrents and gutters, under water, hot sun and mud. Your faithful companions have lost their beauty. Well, let's try not to let it come to that. In leather or synthetic, low or high, I'm going to explain how you can take care of your shoes so that you can continue to share your most beautiful outings with them. First of all, I know it can be tempting, but you should never wash your shoes in the washing machine. I know it sounds quick, easy and efficient, but it's just not worth it. You're going to risk damaging the boots in terms of their structural integrity and the materials. Here is some advice on how to clean your hiking boots. To give your shoes a new lease of life, you're going to need the following: a basin, a rag, a special leather soap, a soft brush, then a water repellent spray or a leather grease, and some newspaper. Now let your shoes dry for a few days in a ventilated area. Once dry, you can tap the soles together to remove any excess dirt and mud. Then brush the upper roughly with a soft brush. Next, you can remove the insoles. If they're really dirty or smelly, you can rinse them and gently wash any exposed fabric with warm water. Then dry in a well-ventilated area away from the sun. Otherwise, a simple odor-neutralizing spray will do the job. Let's take on your beloved shoes. For this step, we're going to use a special soap paste. This is far better than a traditional soap, as our soap paste is glycerin-based. Glycerin soap will clean the leather while nourishing, making sure that it is supple and not prone to cracking. This soap and the washing steps that follow can be applied to all types of shoes. Now take the laces out of your shoes. Start by brushing the underside of the sole, and so you can remove any dust and dirt. Next, you want to soap the outside with the soap paste using a brush or soft sponge. Be sure to be very gentle on the mesh areas and seam to avoid damaging them. Then make sure that you lather the soap well to loosen all of the dirt. Don't hesitate to leave the soap on any stubborn stains for a few minutes. During this time, if your laces are too dirty, you can also soap them and rinse them gently by hand. Next, you must rinse your shoes, using the brush to remove soap one area at a time. Leave your shoes to dry in a ventilated room or outside, but be careful not to expose them to direct sunlight or too close to a source of intense heat, such as a radiator or fireplace, as this can cause the leather to crack or warp. To help dry and keep the shape of the shoes, you can insert newspaper inside your shoes. This will act as a shoe tree. You can change the paper regularly to speed up the drying process. Once your shoes and soles are dry, you can replace the insoles. A stage not to be underestimated. You might regret it the next time it rains. And here we are at the crossroad. Indeed, leather and synthetic do not require the same care. For a synthetic, leather or mixed shoe, you can use the water repellent spray. Be sure to spray the product from a distance of about 15 centimeters. Then spread the product with a cloth to impregnate the shoe. Let your shoes dry for 3 to 4 hours before use. For a leather shoe, use the special leather grease. Using a cloth, take a small amount of grease and spread it on the leather parts of your shoe. Again, allow it to dry for about 3 to 4 hours. You can wipe off any excess grease with the cloth if necessary. After applying the grease, the color of your shoes will change slightly. This is normal. After a while, the grease will be completely absorbed by the leather. And here it is, your shoes are ready for new adventures. But before you leave, here are some tips for the daily care of your shoes. After each outing, take out the insoles to air and dry them. You can use odor neutralizing spray when you need it. Remember to feed the leather regularly to keep it supple and waterproof. And finally, before throwing away your shoes, just ask yourself, can they be repaired? More and more shoemakers are offering to reseal your hiking boots. You can give them a second youth. Don't forget that taking good care of your equipment will allow it to perform better for longer and thus to renew it less often.